Okay. She gonna act like I did not just see her blink. Just because she got the circles on her glasses does not mean I can't see her eyes.
No, I started out with my eyes open and remembered I had to close them so I could laugh again, and I tried to do it, thinking you could.
You was blinking like,
you saw me?
Yeah. Gosh. Anyway, how you doing, girl?
I'm good.
No, she's not. I was trying to act like,
oh, look at this.
Oh, you got your charms on. Ooh, you got your charms on.
Let me tell you how you upgraded me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So these charms, I'm trying to get them on my bracelet, and I'm like, why are you not going on? Like, they don't fit. How don't they fit? It's
right.
That's how I'm gonna have to call Evan and ask her.
I would have been like,
I mean,
I would have been like, I don't know.
I was gonna be like, you sure you went on
this
Pandora website?
No, I went on Amazon to get them.
No, because sometimes they be making them fake, like mock websites of name brand things.
It's true.
Anyway, so then I was like, I gotta quit. I mean,
yo, I can't do you. Go. Oh my God.
Look, so then I realized when I tried to get them on, they twist on.
Oh.
Yes, it's like the coolest thing ever, because there's a little, I don't know if you can see it. There's like a little, you see this thing right here?
Yeah.
It's bumpy, like as if it was like you can screw something on. So these charms have like the inside is like a screw. So you got to screw past that part so they don't fall off. You cannot lose them.
That's good.
I'm so excited.
I'm happy because I don't know exactly how they were before, but you said like the last time like it fell off, right?
Yeah, I lost them on the train, girl. When I got off the train one day, I was like so upset because I realized my bracelet was open and my charms was gone.
Oh my gosh.
But you made it up to me and you got me some new ones for my B-Day. So
yes, girl. I love it. I'm so happy.
I was so happy about that. So now even though I was still rocking my bracelet without my charm.
I know.
Now
with the charmed up. Yes.
Exactly. So how was it?
I think it was good, girl. I'm a little sore. We were playing tennis.
What you enjoy?
Playing tennis. Tennis.
God. You was playing with
tennis, the sports, outdoors.
Oh God! So what came up
playing tennis? Okay.
So how was that going?
Child, I thought I was Serena Williams out there. I was jumping. I was missing a ball a lot too, though. Like it's like I knew it was coming, so I would hit it, but then I'd just be hitting air, and it'll go right over my head. But then toward the end, I was like, okay, me and Lou, we had a little rhythm going, so I was hitting it, he would hit it. It would often go out of bounds, but whatever. We're just practicing now, like we're just trying to get the flow,
And I mean, let's be honest. It's not quite a fair competition when you're playing with somebody that's like 13 feet taller than you.
Listen, okay, and the thing is,
he's always gonna hit it downward, like
exactly, and that's what he tries to do. But then sometimes, like he'll hit it over my head, and I'm like jumping up. Sometimes I do get it, but then other times it's like it just goes over my head.
You do good. You gotta give yourself extra credit for that reason.
Thank you, girl. Thank you. So we were getting a little flow. My left arm is sore, but
that's a
girl.
So
I give props to people who play tennis professionally and just for the sport, because it's a lot. Like you running back and forth. Then we out there in that sun. We're out there in that sun. So it's like the sun is beaming. We were trying to get a court like further down by the shade, but people they was all over that part. So we were in the sun and it was like, oh my gosh. But Gatorade has been our friend, girl, because water don't cut it out there with that sun. It's too much.
I don't know what it is. And people say, oh, Gatorade is bad. And it probably is. Look,
maybe.
I don't know. But when I tell you sometimes, especially in the summer, that is the only thing that quenches my thirst.
Yes.
I don't know. It's like, it's serious. When you see those commercials and you see like
they be like
the ultimate thirst quencher, it's true.
It's true. Because yesterday we drank water. I was about to pass out.
We gave them a free shout out.
Right? Like, could y'all listen? I'm about to be the next Serena. Like, could y'all pay the sisters over here? Okay? Right. Like, we try it. But no, it was a good day. It was a good day otherwise. So how was your day?
Girl, my day was trying.
Yeah.
My day was trying. Just like as a mom, it was just hard. I had a hard day today.
Yeah.
You know, these kids be trying it sometimes, girl.
They try it. They try it. But you know, my baby, she's a good girl. And you know, they're gonna try it. They're gonna push their luck a little bit, but overall, it's, you know, you're an excellent mom and you're raising an excellent daughter.
Thank you.
So though these days are gonna happen, but don't ever doubt the fact that you are the bomb.com and you're raising a bomb.com daughter. So
thank you, girl. Thank you kindly. I appreciate that. No, but you know, I just found myself like sometimes, you know, I could already be in my feelings for like other reasons. I have a lot going on outside of being a mom.
Of course.
I always try my best, if anything, to not let what I'm going through or what I'm feeling, aside from everything else, pour into my relationship with her, my dynamic with her daily, how I talk to her, you know, everything, how I interact with her.
Exactly.
So you know, sometimes it's hard, like when you have these trying hard days and then you're dealing with other things, you know, your personal things. So it's just today, like I really found myself just, you know, I was in my feelings. Like today I just needed a breather.
I know.
So when she was done with school, like, you know, I just got us dressed and we went for a walk. She rode her scooter, like we needed air.
Yes.
And like, I won't lie, like the nice weather, it really helped. It really helped getting out and just having a breather, just taking a breath.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
It did her good and it did me good. So
yeah.
But you know, same thing, same old today. Same old.
Yeah.
But you know, the day got better towards the end. So that's what matters. Like we ended it on a really, really positive note.
That's the main thing. So, that is the main thing. I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, as long as we do that and, you know, we have an understanding and, you know.
Yes.
That's the thing, girl. But that's all. That's all it was.
All right, girl. Well, no, I'm happy that it ended on a great note, and that's the main thing. And we'll keep it pushing. That's all we can do.
Girl. Keep it pushing. Tomorrow's a brand new day. And like I tell her, and we pray at night. And I pray to God with her and I say, God, you know, please guide us and allow us to, you know, find the strength to, you know, get through our day, you know, better than we did yesterday.
Yes.
And, you know, just lay out the foundation for us. And I always tell her, like, before we go to sleep, you know what, the great thing about the next day is that we have a chance to redo
it. That's right.
So that's it. And she, you know, that's it. But you know, that's my ace boom coon.
Of course.
That's my baby. So, you know.
Exactly.
We lift each other up. You know what I mean?
And that's the wonderful dynamic that you guys have. It's like you're gonna have your days. That's just what it is. But at the end of the day, when you get to reflect and know that there's a new day that, you know, coming, you can do things differently, and that's just what it is. And you guys are still, you know, it's all love. It's a learning lesson for both of, you know, for everybody involved, you know. So, but
speaking of kids,
yes,
did you get a chance to read over that article, girl?
I did,
girl.
Let's get into it. I got questions.
Right into it, girl.
I got questions and concerns. So let's read it.
Okay.
So hold on. Let me get it up. So the title of this article from Care and Feeding, My Fiancé Treats His Kids Like Second-Class Citizens. And this is by Michelle Herman. Okay. So, dear Care and Feeding, I recently got engaged to a man who has 2 children from his prior marriage. The children are 7 and 9, and my fiancé has them part of the time, but they spend the majority of their time with their mother. At the beginning of our relationship, my fiancé set clear expectations. He wouldn't introduce me to the children unless our relationship became serious. If it did, he would be making all parenting decisions. He said he had difficulties with his ex-wife around the issue of parental decision-making, and the conditions he set for us seemed reasonable to me. It's only now, when we are engaged and I have moved in with him, and he and I have spent time with his children, that something has come up that troubles me. When his kids stay with us, bless you, he buys separate, lower quality food items specifically for them. For example, we'll have brand name cookies for the 2 of us, and he'll buy a box of store brand cookies of the same type for the kids.
Right.
If the kids get into the brand name cookies, he'll take them away and redirect them to the lower quality items he has on hand for them. Even when we get takeout, he'll get something more expensive for us and a much cheaper option for them. I've asked him why, in parentheses, neither of us are financially struggling. We can certainly afford to feed the children well. And he says, since the kids don't have developed palates yet, there's no point in buying the more expensive stuff for them. Okay. But I see them looking at what we're eating, and it makes me feel awful. I've told him how I feel, and he dismisses it. Although he says if I don't want to do this for our own future children, he won't. In parentheses, I am not entirely convinced of this. I think there is a chance he will treat them too like second-class citizens just because they are children. He has been very clear about boundaries. I am to stay out of all choices he makes about his own kids. But I want to insist he stop doing this. I don't want his children to grow resentful of us and not want to spend time with us and their future siblings. Exactly. Now I find that I am seriously questioning our future together. I'm filled with doubt over what I see as a serious character flaw. Is this normal behavior that I just haven't come across before? Am I overreacting? I think about my own childhood when my mother, a single working poor woman, made sure her kids had the best she could afford, even if it meant she had to go without. Concerned fiancé. Signed, Concerned Fiancé.
Ooh, girl,
so, that is a lot to unpack,
girl. And we'll link the article for
yes,
for anyone who wants to read it, so they can know why we do what we do when we get into it.
Yes, exactly. So, Zaya, what are your initial thoughts after having, read it and heard me read it again? What is the first thing that comes to your mind?
So the first thing that comes to my mind is she's on the whole right train of thought. Her train of thought, her thinking is exactly as a significant other or as a stepmother or as in a relationship with a man who has children that are not her own. Right. She's like the ideal person that you want to be with, right? Because everything she's saying is in concern of the kids and for their best. So that's the first thing that comes to my mind. He has a winner. That I know, because she could have just not cared what he did. Yeah. And that's a problem.
Exactly.
So the fact that you see this is a problem, that right there alone is, that's a great thing.
Right.
The other thing that comes to my mind is he's a whole hot mess.
A whole entire hot mess.
And what it sounds like is, okay, so I get the narrative of not setting boundaries. When you get into a relationship with someone that already has a child, you want to stay in your lane, right?
Right.
Look, I don't know, I can't judge what her perspective on it, but I feel as her fiance, as his future wife, she should be able to voice her concerns.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that she is going to get in the way of him parenting.
No.
But what bothers me, even after all of that, is why doesn't she feel comfortable enough to even voice her concerns to him? That's a problem. He could have boundaries and still hear your opinion.
That's right. Exactly.
So that right there is the whole red flag all on its own. So, girl, I gotta, there's a lot more I could say, but what are your initial thoughts?
I wholeheartedly agree with you. I think that she is a winner. She has the right frame of mind because, the when you're going into a relationship with a person, man, woman, whatever, what have you, you're entering that relationship, that has kids. If they have kids, you're entering that relationship with them and the kids. So the fact that she has that type of mindset where she's considering, and is concerned about how these kids are being treated is spot on for me, because that's how I would react if I saw my significant other treating their kids a certain way, like their child a certain way. I don't like that. So I think that she's spot on. I have to be honest. I did kind of just jot out some quick notes because there were a couple things that came to my mind. The first thing that came to my mind is that I'm curious, and another thing I agree with. I'm sorry, I agree with the fact that he's a whole hot mess. So yes. So there's a couple things. I caught myself questioning the type of relationship that the man has with the children's mother. And I know that the article mentioned they disagreed on parenting style and whatnot. But I feel that this kind of petty, this is somewhat petty and it seems vindictive. And I question, I was just like, well, what exactly could the children have done for you to want to treat them this way? And I know that there are parents, there are people in general who are vindictive and cruel in that way, where because they have an issue with, the person that they had children with, they'll take it out on their kids. And right. It kind of is what could the children have possibly done for you to treat them like this? And then another just quick thing, I think to me, I don't think that it would be any different if they had kids. You know what I mean? If the fiance and the father had their own kids of their own. I feel and let's say if it was different, let's say, he did treat his children with his fiance different from the way he treats his first two children. How would that, what kind of message are you then sending to the children, that these kids are being better treated, and you love them more, you care for them more than you do this set of children? So I think that was completely bogus. I think it's a lie. I think he'll still treat, like she said, she has every right to question the fact that he won't do that, because he's not. He has some type of weird control over her. Like you said, I agree with you. I feel like she should feel comfortable voicing her concerns, and the fact that she can't do that shows that he has some type of weird control over it goes far beyond boundaries. This is just some type of control issue that he has. So those are my initial thoughts, after having read the article and trying to think what could kind of digging deeper into what could this possibly be? So I don't know.
Well, I think that if he said to her, if we have our own children, if you want, I want to do the same. If that's true, let's say that's true, that she said, well, I don't want you doing this when we have kids. I'm not comfortable with this. I'm not okay with this. Then that further to me proves the point that it is vindictive and it is him taking out his feelings. That's what separates the two. So issues that he has with the children's mom, and I don't know, which to me is crazy. Like your own children on any child, but your own children. Look, there ain't nothing wrong with buying store brand.
Of course not.
Please. But if my baby's eating a store brand item, so am I.
That's exactly.
So it's like, that's crazy to me. They don't have undeveloped palates like that. That's the lamest excuse that he could ever give.
Ridiculous.
You know, and I think what homegirl needs to do is
run for the hills. These are red flags that she should not ignore. Yes.
To run and run fast, because there's so many concerns. The fact that she doesn't feel like she doesn't feel comfortable enough. This is her fiance. She doesn't feel comfortable enough to voice her opinion to him. Because this is beyond I make or parenting decisions. This is just, hey, it makes me feel bad that I don't really understand why you do this.
Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable with this. She's thinking even past, like she's thinking the way he should be thinking. I have a new woman in my life. They have to get used to this new family dynamic. Let me do everything I can possibly do to make them feel comfortable. I don't exclude them from the life that I have now. Because he's over here saying, I don't want them to be resentful when we have children. Like, this is thinking all the right things. The things he, as their father, should be thinking.
There you go. Exactly.
And then, like you said, I don't believe this behavior would stop.
No.
I think he's telling her what she needs to hear while he's roping her in.
Exactly.
And I'll be 100% honest. Sis sound, and it's okay, because you can't, not everybody's the same, but if she's a little passive, then he knows exactly what he's doing, and he knows he can do it, because he's writing to an advice forum instead of talking to her man who she's about
exactly
problem.
Problem.
If I cannot, with the man I'm about to make vows with, hold vows with, if I have to be on an advice forum rather than speak to him directly, you should not be marrying this person.
No.
You cannot be with this person, let alone marry him.
Exactly. I could, that you hit it on the head with that one, Zion. Like that's a great point. Like who else could you confide in and be your true authentic self and raise concerns with, if not your significant other, if not your spouse or soon to be spouse? Like and especially something that is beneficial to his offspring. Like she's not saying like it's like as if the roles were reversed, and it's like the dad is trying to make them feel comfortable and the fiance is like, nah, like I don't, like you would think that would be the case. So it's just weird. Another thing I was thinking about is I wonder if the mom knows like about this behavior. You know what I mean? Because I know you're gonna hear me on this, Zaya. Like I'm all for fostering relationships. Like if there's a two separate home for children to have relationships with the mom and the dad, the mom's family, the dad's family, if they're willing to, of course. But it makes me question if the mom knows exactly what's going on, because listen, although I don't have children of my own, I know that. But if I had a child, right, and me and that child's father, was not together, and we were co-parenting in separate homes, and I would, send my child over to his house, vice versa, but they would primarily stay with me. If I got a whiff from my child,
right,
that my baby was being mistreated in any kind of way, I wouldn't care about fostering no kind of relationship. Like, if you can't respect my child to be, you know, to be in your home and treat them the way that they should be treated, like you got, and like you said, which I totally agree with, it's not about eating generic brands. Like, it's the principle of it, because if you think about it, I'm sure that that's not the only thing that's happening.
Yeah,
that's just scratching the surface. So what other, you know what I'm saying? Yes. So what else is being done? So if I gotta question that, my baby ain't going over there, point blank, period, until you get your act together.
So, you know, that all raises all kinds of great points, and that all, you know, can take us down all types of different lanes, because let's get into it. This is not with him for a reason. Ooh. He got a new fiance for a reason, and you can only, you know, guess, or it could be an option that she was sick and tired of these ways of his. Yep. And, you know, hence why they're not together anymore.
Exactly.
Can't keep the kids away from him. You know, I'm sure, because it's always like that. The kids love their dad.
Of course.
You know, and maybe especially for these reasons, they long for a relationship with him.
Exactly.
You know, and he's treating them like crap. So that's that. Another thing, like, so you're speaking from, you know, the biological mom's perspective. If I was the new fiance, I would be calling mom up like, look, I need to know, you know, this doesn't sit well with me. I care for your children. They're in my home, and when they're in my home, I want nothing but for them to feel loved,
so true,
comfortable, and are equals in terms of our quality of life.
There you go.
You know, is this something he did prior to me being with him? Is this new behavior? Is this a part of the reason? You know, so I don't know. And that's the sad part, that more often than not, the women don't have communication with one another.
That's right.
You know,
exactly.
There's always somebody who's not willing for whatever reasons, but you know, maybe not the case, maybe the case, who knows?
Right.
So, you know, and if that's the case, it's sad, because if this woman feels like I can't speak to her, but if they do have any kind of rapport with each other, she needs to be getting on that phone, or she needs to say, hey, you know, so-and-so, let's meet up for lunch, because there's some things concerning your children that I don't think should be going on.
That's
so not only should she be speaking up to him, she should be talking to the mom and trying to find this balance of, is this somebody new? Are these parts of the reasons why you guys aren't together anymore? I need to know, because I'm about to make a commitment with this man.
There you go. Exactly.
You know, and honestly, I wouldn't even need to know nothing. I would be telling sis, you know, just because I feel like that's the right thing to do, and then I would be getting out of there.
That's right.
You know, like,
that's right. Yep.
Homeboy ain't treating your kids right when you're not around. You know, if that's the case, because then again, mom could just be just as bad as him. So you don't know.
That's a great point. That's a great point.
They could be the same. So, you know, that's something they could have done together when they were together.
That's true.
So you just don't know. But all in all, the bottom line comes down to, if as a woman and she has a problem with this, then her position, if she cannot have no bearing on the decisions that's made with the children, and she doesn't have a bearing on a change that can happen in that relationship, then all you need to do is simple, is remove yourself.
That's it. That's all. And pray for the kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's exactly really all you could do. Because this is the thing that you know, gives me kind of pause. It's like I said earlier, this is the food aspect is just scratching the surface. Like, it makes me think that there are other, like, really horrible things. Maybe I wouldn't go so far as saying abuse, physical abuse, but you know, what else is he enforcing in their lives that could be mentally tormenting them? Like, Because honestly, as a kid, right? Like if I see somebody eating, and I love to eat even as a kid. So if I see somebody eating Chips Ahoy and I'm eating freaking Pathmark brand, cookies, it's like, whether you want to believe it or not, kids are smart and they can process things. And it's like, I'm gonna think, well, dang, like does that like what is the problem? Like why can't I even reach for a name brand cookie? Like why are you stopping me from doing that? Like that doesn't make any sense,
That's it right there. That's the key factor for me. Even if not that I agree with it or nothing, but okay, let's give it to him that they're kids. They don't care if it's name brand or not. They'll eat this. But the key thing that she said was that if they reach for the name brand things, he gets upset.
Exactly. Like, why?
Why? What are you getting upset about?
Exactly.
So that is a problem. That is a problem. There's so many red flags. And
there's so many.
Yes. And this just goes into, the knowing somebody before. Look, you can never really know someone, right?
No.
You can be with somebody 10, 20 years later and still be learning about them.
Yeah, exactly.
But, and you just have to pray for sis and hope that she finds strength within herself, because right away people like to judge. Sometimes we judge like, oh my gosh, if that was me, I would just be out. But not everybody
know that.
The next person.
Exactly.
You don't know that. Exactly. And even if so, you don't, what you're ready and willing and able to do, sometimes somebody else needs to find that strength in their self.
Exactly.
But if you see all these red flags, you have to take it seriously. You have to take it seriously. Exactly what you said. What comes next? What comes next?
Exactly.
What comes next? What comes next, when it comes to her, when it comes to their children? You have to listen to the signs. You have to listen to your gut. You have to open your eyes to the signs, You
do. And honestly, it's like, I would think as a parent who, doesn't have my kids full time, I would think I would go the extra mile to make sure that they're comfortable for that reason alone. Like not because solely because they're in the house. That's definitely top notch. But in terms of just because you have them part-time, it's like, I would want to make sure that, listen, they're getting everything that I'm getting and then some, to make sure that like when they leave my house to go back to their mom's house or whatever the case is, that they feel at home and they feel that this is a home that I've created for them. And, like it makes no sense to me that he would want to make them uncomfortable unless he has some type of underlying nasty reason for doing it. And that's to me, that's like, it's more about the message that's being received here. Like, how do you think these kids are internalizing this message? Like, I would love to, like, if we had the opportunity to kind of dive more deeply into this, like, I would love to get the kids' perspectives. It's like, yeah, you see them looking and you see them doing that, but like, how are they internalizing this? How are they seeing their father in this specific light? Like, it can be in a positive light if every time that they're trying to reach for something, or when the family gets takeout, they're getting second, they're getting the less than. It's like, no, you guys are a family unit. You should feel, they should feel comfortable to do this. And then I'm starting to think too, that like, they're probably afraid to even talk to their dad too. Like, I think he's just creating this toxic environment where the fiance and the kids can't voice their opinions.
That's a great point.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're probably just dealing with it because they know how their dad is, and they don't want to start up any mess. But you have some kids that would be vocal to be like, why am I eating? Why am eating this and y'all eating that? Like, I want Chips Ahoy. I want real Chinese food.
Yeah, I got fiancés and we got.
I want the real chicken wings. Okay, I don't want that crap. So it seems like he's creating this.
They got fiancé. We going straight to you nowhere.
Yo, we are.
They
got Panda Express. I don't know. Because Panda Express is nasty. Like, that's some nasty Chinese
That's
food.
what I'm saying. They got PF and then the kids got Tyson's freezer chicken.
Yo. Sorry, kids. Sorry. We're just trying to help y'all visualize like how this might look. Like, this don't look nice. Like, come on.
But maybe not even that, because she said off brand. They got look, no.
Like, I'm not gonna treat my babies like that. Like, that's messed up. That's so messed up. Oh my God, yo, I can't. No, wait, no. The fiancés, they eating Popeyes. And the kids, they eating Kennedy fried chicken around the corner. Like, that's what they eat. They eating that greasy with the little Hawaiian bun. Like, they not eating real biscuits. Like, they not doing that. That's not right. They deserve real biscuits too.
Nah, they not even. They not.
They getting them rolls. They not forgetting.
They not even eating from the chicken spot. They eating the chicken that comes from that the supermarket wrap in the plastic themselves and the yellow. They getting those chicken nuggets. The off brand.
Freezer burn all them joints. Like, they not, oh my God, no, it's horrible. That's horrible.
Why you have to say that, freezer burn?
Because it is. Poor babies. Oh man, I don't like that. I don't like to hear that kind of stuff. But sis, if you happen to find this, what you doing? Oh, you stupid.
I'm crying for them. I'm crying for them.
Yeah,
No, I was about to stop until you said freezer burn all over them.
It is, because they've been in the freezer for mad long, because nobody wants them bags of chicken. And you know them supermarkets, they don't care. They're going to sell it one way or another. So the dad, he just be getting them for them and throwing them in the oven. You don't do that to them babies. Don't do that.
Nah,
he's wrong.
That's wrong. He's going straight to
He's dead wrong for that. Like, you can't afford a bucket of chicken for everybody. Like, you got the money. Don't do that.
And like I said, ain't nothing wrong with the off-brand stuff, because I know
Not
I was
at all.
off-brands when I was a kid.
Exactly.
But we would, and she said they both weren't like financially struggling. There was no, and even if you are financially stable, then still buy off-brand. But the point is, you all need in the off-brand.
There you go. Exactly.
And you're not getting mad when they reach for something.
That's mad. That's ridiculous.
Oh, girl.
I
really can't.
But if Sistas happens to come across our video and our response to her letter, just a message to her for positivity. Like, we stand by you. Like, we would react the same exact way. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I love the fact that she's thinking about the kids. Why are you still laughing? I can do with you. I'm trying to think about. I'm trying to make sure I got everything. All right, I think I got it.
I'm sorry, it's your fault for saying.
What did I do?
What?
No, so like
you said them ain't real biscuits.
Cause they not, it's them Hawaiian bread biscuits, like them rolls, them dinner rolls. They deserve Popeye's biscuits. Like, right. Don't do that to them babies. Give them Popeye's biscuits like you gonna have.
Exactly. Or make them some home cooked food. Make them.
There you go. Exactly. Don't be giving them half stuff. Don't do that to them kids.
Exactly.
Kids look at that stuff. Like, what else do they have? Like, they ain't got nothing else to do. So they look at like them not eating Popeyes. Like, come on. They don't see that. What else they got? They ain't got nothing else to compare it to. They're gonna compare life to the way that you treat them. And if you give them, freaking I don't know, whatever. If you give them half stuff, they're gonna look at that. Give them some real chicken. Don't do that. Don't do that to them kids. That's not right. That's not right. I don't like that. I don't like that. Don't treat them kids like that. It's not nice, sir.
Don't play with them kids.
Play with them kids. Sure. I'll take them. Sure. Give them babies. No, but no, sis, if you reading this, like, or if you're not reading this, if you happen to come across our response, you're on the right track. I hope that, things get better for you and your, the relationship that you have with the fiance. And I hope that he opens his eyes and sees the way that he's treating his children.
Right.
And the only advice I would give, sis, is, you try to talk to him, even if he shuts you down, like, just be assertive and don't be afraid to open, if this is the man that you want to spend your life with, you have to be, open enough, not open enough, but you have to be comfortable with going to him with your concerns. And if you feel that you can't speak up, for what you believe is right and stand up for these babies, then hit the road. Like, you'll be doing yourself a favor. I guarantee it. So.
Yep. I always say, like, his relationship, you could tell somebody's relationship of how, from the way they treat their parents and the way they treat their children.
That is so true.
And if she, is already seeing concerns with that, then your gut, that's that gut telling you, maybe what she's not ready to confront, but she's seeing the signs. But it's hard because I understand, I guess she's in like a pull and tuck position of like, I've invested my time. This is my fiance. So she wants to think the best. She wants to hope for the best.
Of course.
Like, it's never too late. It's never too late to take yourself out of a situation that it could potentially get worse for you.
Yes.
And above all, if you try to voice your concerns or try to, your significant other should never you should be able to give constructive criticism.
Yeah.
We see sometimes with people they cannot see, I've seen it happen in my own relationship. There's things that I've worked on, there's things that he's worked on that maybe sometimes you never even think it's a problem until somebody brings it to your attention.
Exactly.
So, sometimes you just need to do that.
That's a great point. That's a great point.
To do that, people, are sometimes set in their ways. Maybe he doesn't even think what he's doing is wrong. Maybe he doesn't even think it's wrong. Maybe he really believes that.
Exactly.
If he does, and you tell him, it's not a very good trait of yours, and he has a problem with you saying that,
and
just know.
Just don't do it. I love that you brought that up about, like, him, he may not even see what he's doing wrong. Because it just really quick, it just speaks to the fact that, like, we're all human.
Yeah.
We all make mistakes. We all, we all have opportunities for growth, but you have to be open enough to receive that constructive criticism.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So you hit it on the head. If you're not open enough to listen to somebody who loves you and who wants the best for you in a relationship with their children, then you don't deserve anybody in your life in that way. Like, you need to be by yourself, because she's obviously a winner, and she's willing to work with him and not bring him down, but lift him up, uplift him with his relationship with his children. So if he's not ready to receive that, then girl, go ahead with yourself. Don't even worry about him.
And girl, if you still with him, Go buy them baby some Panda Express. Go take them babies to Ruby Tuesdays. Go buy them babies some Nabisco. Go get them kids some Tutti Frutti Fruit Loops. Just do it. Just get it.
Open back up now. Like, you ain't got no excuse. Just go get them for the babies. Even if you gonna go get them for them, bring them home and then pack your stuff to leave. Just give them a nice meal. Okay.
Go buy them babies.
Stupid. Oh God, that was good. That was a good one.
That was, yeah. So that's my last message to say.
My stomach. But no, that I like this article though. Like, that's a good one.
That was our little rant for this Friday. For this Friday
yes,
night.
girl. Yes.
For this
that
Friday,
right. That ain't right, yo.
For this Friday night, but the videos of it.
Whatever. Okay. Yo, we have 0 sense at all. Like, what's wrong with us? I don't care. Whatever. Sure.
All right, girl.
All right, girl.
All right, so that was fun. that was fun. Productive and fun.
It was. I think we had some good feedback. So, all right, girl.
I'm gonna say one more thing before we get off.
Mm-hmm.
I just really hope that people don't choose to bother us anymore. But that's what I'm saying. Like, sisters bona fide just be minding our own business.
We just be minding our business, and people want to come and bring us into little petty drama.
Right.
And we ain't got time for it, boo.
We don't.
And we ain't trying to create no platform. We done created the platform.
We done did it. We here. We on it. The platform is
so keep your negative energy where it is, because we don't have time for it. Like, point blank, period, boo.
And that's all we rocking with. And that's all we got to say about that.
And we're authentic inside private messages and outside them. Oops, I said it. Did I say it? Yes, I did.
Hold on. Oop. What? Wait, what's your other one? Bop, boop, 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 boop. I mean, you said what you said.
That's what I said.
That's
I'm grown.
That's it. All right, girl. Let's go.
Right, let me go to bed.
All right, girl.
All right, love you.
Bye.
Bye.